why do you think the emphasis on the moon's nakshatra is so important in Vedic philosophy?
It has to do with how the nakshatras were formed originally, the concept of nakshatras. Astrology previous to 2,500 years ago didn't have the benefit of math that actually worked so accurately. I mean, they were developing the math, but it wasn't accurate enough to use mathematical astrology more than 2,500 years ago. These days, almost all of our astrology is mathematical. We're calculating the borders of everything and calculating the positions of everything. There's almost no observation anymore. But 2,500 years ago or previous to that, it was almost entirely observation. And so in those days, stars were much more important because you could really see them. The night was much more important than the day, and the stars, and the moon was very important because you could easily track. The moon moves so fast through the stars, and it's so big and easy to see. So in the very, very ancient forms of astrology, it was more sidereal, more stellar, and more lunar, more moon-based. And India just preserves things because it's built on the Veda, which is like this ancient transmission of knowledge from Vishnu. So it has this great thing at its root. So it's really built on preserving something good. And then it spills out into all the rest of the cultural things. It becomes a traditional culture. It likes to preserve things. So even the astrology in India is really well preserved. So compared to the West, you still have easy access to the ancient forms of astrology when you go to Indian astrology. And therefore, there's still a lot of emphasis on the moon and the nakshatras and the stars. And so the reason why the moon is so important with the nakshatras is because that's how they were built. The reason why there's 27 of them is because the moon will make one circuit through the stars in a little more than 27 days. So they said, well, then let's make 27 fields. So the whole thing, just like with the signs, it's like, okay, the sun will make one circuit through all this equinox with 12 lunations. So let's make 12 fields. Well, with the nakshatras, they say the moon will make one circuit through all the stars with 12 sunrises, 27 sunrises. So let's make 27 fields. And so the moon is particularly important, also because it's particularly easy.
Right.
It's easy because for Indians, it's very easy. The Indian calendar, the old original Indian calendar was based on the moon's position in the stars and the phases. So just like I can remember my birthday is July 27th night, right? It's easy, so easy. Nobody's like, wow, how do you remember that? If you were born in ancient India, it would be easy for you to remember your nakshatra and your moon phase and everything because that's how they track the days.